Another concept you need to know about fonts is the concept of the system font stack. With this stack, we can tell the browser to use the default font of the operating system on the user's computer. Now, this has a number of benefits. The first benefit is that it can boost performance because the browser doesn't have to download any font files. And that means the user is not going to encounter a flash of unstyled or invisible text. Plus, our website looks more familiar to the user because we're using the same font that they see on their computer all the time. So overall, we provide a better experience to the user. But there's a problem with this approach. The problem is that the default font on each operating system is different. For example, recent versions of macOS use San Francisco, which is an absolutely beautiful font, but older versions of macOS use Helvetica Neue. Windows machines use Seago, Android devices use Roboto, and so on. Now, you don't need to memorize any of this stuff. Just remember that different operating systems have different default fonts. So when using the system font stack, your font will look different from one computer to another. Now, one thing you might be asking is, how are these system fonts different from web-safe fonts? Well, web-safe fonts are those basic elementary fonts that have been around for almost 20 years, and they're available on almost every computer. They're pretty boring, but system fonts are more modern fonts that are used by today's operating systems, so they look much better. So, if you don't care that the font is going to look different on different computers, and you just want to provide the best experience for the user, then you might want to consider using the system font stack. Let me show you how to do this. So back to our style sheet, let's use the system font stack for our body text. So I'm going to remove the web-safe stack and use the system stack. So here, if you press Control and space, we can see a list of suggestions. Let's type a dash followed by Apple. That is the system font stack. So press enter. So we have Apple system and Blink Mac system font. These represent the default font on Mac computers. Then we have Seago, which is used by Windows. We have Roboto, which is used by Android devices, and so on. So all these fonts together represent the system font stack. Now, let's see what we get. So back to the browser. This is the default font on a Mac computer, which is absolutely beautiful. It's very modern. It's actually very similar to Open Sans, but it's more crisp and clear. Now, the great thing about this font is that it's already available on my computer. So my browser didn't have to download this font. This is the benefit of using the system fonts. All right, we're done here. Next, we're going to talk about sizing fonts.